after God in a wayward car. It's time to get started. I can hear the echoes from where you are when all you got is breaking. It's hard to feel the ground underneath your feet when everybody's taken. You're holding so tight you could hardly breathe. And if all it is currency, just remember how to set it all free. Life ain't making sense again. Close your eyes.
Hello guys, welcome to Oztober episode 2. So for the month of October, I do the series Oztober to play on my last name, and every single video is fall inspired, and I'm actually going on a fall trip on Thursday, so my next Wednesday's episode is just going to be like that moody weather. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are enjoying your fall, getting in the mood. I hope that this series is helping you guys get in the mood and just really enjoy fall. So it would not be a Sam O fall if I didn't make a motivational goals video. So I mentioned a couple things about my own personal goals on my stories, and we're gonna get into it, and people were like, oh my god, you need to make a video on this. And fall is such a great time because I feel like in the summer, we're all just kind of like, you know, going with the flow and going on trips and getting out of our routine. But the fall time, we're like, okay, shit's going down. Fall time just really reminds you like, oh my god, the new year is getting close. Like 2023 is getting close. If there's anything you still want to work on, now is the time. Have you guys ever heard the quote, if you stay laser focused on something for the next 30 days, you can change the trajectory of your life? And when I heard that, it took me back to literally every single time I've accomplished something big in my life. Whether it was turning YouTube into my full-time job, moving across the country to LA, buying a fix and flip, buying an apartment in Manhattan, renting this beautiful beach condo, starting a family. All of those things, they're not like a flex and, you know, I'm trying to brag. It's that, no, there were months leading up to that of me being laser focused on something. It wasn't just like, bam, here it is, and you guys see the finished product on Instagram. That's how we always see things, right? But rather being laser focused about something and giving it time, giving it 30 days, giving it 60 days, giving it 90 days, whatever it is. When you're done watching this video, you can even check out the tips from last year too, if you're like, okay, I want even more. This year I feel like is even better. The first one is, has anybody been watching the news or watching TikTok? So if you watch the news, or even if you're on TikTok, for me, I think I need to like delete TikTok off my phone. I feel like every day I'm just seeing like bad news and celebrity drama and just stuff that I don't want in my energy. I really protect my energy. I'm not somebody that puts the news on all day or anything like that. But then again, I'm on TikTok, it's just slipping in bad news after bad news. And I think the one that stands out to me the most is this recession. Are we in a recession? Are we not in a recession? Fighting inflation and all of that, prices rising, groceries rising, gas and all of that. Like, yes, it's important to be in the know. Our brains are not meant to carry the load of everything. Days that I am consuming that information really impact me negatively. We were just never meant to handle literally all this information all at once. And that brings me to my first tip. What are you consuming? Start there. If you want to be laser focused and change the direction of your life, that will include the tough love of stop consuming BS. Like if you're on Instagram watching people's stories that make you feel icky, or if you're on TikTok or even YouTube and there's people that are just making you feel a certain way, and then you're carrying that energy throughout the day, that's what I'm really like super sensitive to, is that what energy am I carrying throughout the day? Sounds easier said than done. It's like, okay, then I'll just put my phone away. But what about when you're bored and you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna scroll? And that's where, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna pick up a book instead. That's what I'm going to be replacing TikTok with, is with a book. Sorry, a helicopter is going by. You always have to replace a bad habit. What are you gonna replace it with? The second tip is you have to fall in love with your life. You have to love the life that you have now, right? So how do you do that? Well, my husband came up with this great idea. He was like, we need to get a family calendar. If you watch my Instagram stories, then you already know where I'm going with this. But basically, we got a family calendar where you don't put work stuff, you don't put doctor's appointments or anything like that. Literally, it's just family activities, and they could be free things like bringing our daughter around the library or the farm like you saw in the beginning of this video. We're going on a fall trip, so that's on there. Going to get coffee, so it doesn't have to be a family calendar. You can literally do anything. Like if I was just to have a calendar for myself that was not work related, not doctor appointment, not like those kind of things, I would literally put on there like my hot girl walk, listening to a podcast, getting an iced coffee, treating myself to an iced coffee on Fridays, laying by the pool. Okay, I made this one in Canva, so if you want to get the same layout, you can find it there, but you can see that I don't overwhelm it. There's not like something to do every single day, but it's just things you'll look forward to. This woman that does my nails, she always talks about making her sexy salads on the weekend. She literally makes me want to make a salad, and it's just so simple, but the name makes you want to. I have that on Saturday, and you could just come up with fun activities, especially for fall. It sounds so simple, guys, but literally you will look forward to it. You will wake up, you'll look at the calendar, and you'll be like, oh my God, I'm treating myself to a nice coffee today. That's fun. But you have to actually come up with things. Like it's up to us to take action. My third tip is something that I've been doing for years, and it really does work when you're trying to get to the next level, whether it's saving money and you have a dream bank account, or buying a home, maybe even attracting a partner. For me, the best way to stay on track before it's there and before you've manifested it is to build your evidence. So I talked about this on my Instagram stories as well, and I couldn't believe how many messages I got about this because I didn't think that it was anything really that special, but then after I talked about it, I was like, actually it kind of is. And that is building your evidence through documenting your wins. So I mentioned that I was documenting my wins this year, like things that I achieved. A win can be subjective. It could be you lost weight. It could be you bought a home. You gave birth. And so basically I arranged pictures that represented my wins. It sounds like it's like this big thing, but they don't have to be these big things. They could be smaller things. They could be, you know, just non-materialistic things where it's like, you know what, this was the first year I found happiness, or this was the first year I started waking up earlier. There is something that you did this year to be proud of. Basically, I started documenting them in Canva, where I put pictures, basically like a vision board that already happened, and then you want to print it out and you want to look at it. Some of you might catch on to what's happening here is you build your evidence of like, wow, I did this, I did that. It makes you feel good. It makes you pumped up. That's what our brains need. Our brains need that evidence. Our brains need to feel grateful, and the way to feel grateful and gratitude is appreciating what you have done. And that's when my next tip is revisit your goals that you have for this year. So in the beginning of 2022, I'm sure you put together a list of goals. I know I did. I feel like if you do it in this order where you document things you've already done and now you're feeling good, you're feeling hyped, then it's time to go look at the goals that you still want to check off. My last tip is for the next 30 days, treat your body right and come back to this video and let me know how is it going. I am so much clearer when I'm making my own food, when we are prioritizing grocery shopping, when I'm not drinking wine at night. I feel like with the moms, we're always like, yeah, a little glass of wine. But for me, I'm just not sharp the next day because I have a 2-year-old. Drinking a glass of wine at night, watching our favorite show is just not as fun with a 2-year-old because she's up really early in the morning. I told my husband she is my alarm clock, and she's like, hello. You could go on an alcohol cleanse. You can go on a processed food cleanse where you're like, you know what, I'm not really gonna eat processed food. If there are goals you want to achieve before 2023, or at least get close, it's crunch time. Everything will run better. Your mind will be sharp, you will be clear, feel awesome, and you'll be ready to conquer the day if you are treating your body right. My body just has to be in movement. The days that I feel like meh, and like I get in those days, I get in slumps, I get in days where I'm like, why do I feel like I'm in a rut? And then I remember, oh wait, did you go on a walk today? Did you go to Pilates today? Nope. So that is something to keep in mind. I promise you, something will be different. You will either feel better, you'll feel clearer, you might achieve your goal. So those are my tips and things that you should work on for the next 30 days. I know I am. For me, I do have some things that are like super crunch, and I'm just like, my mind does not handle uncertainty very well, and I feel like most of us don't. That really was an inspiration for today's video. It's just my own personal life and my own personal goals and things that I'm working on as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below any other tips that we should add into this. I'd love to hear. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys soon.